say, where we have Avan versus Von BC, the newest team in the AABA. This game is set up to be, well, a matchup at the least. Look, two teams that, in opposite directions, they've trended so far this season. Von 0-1, Avan 1-0, and they're 1-0 because of this man right here, Kaluna. Last week, 41 points and 15 rebounds. And Alec, he started off slow, and he just put the team on his back at the end of the game and just carried them to a victory.
He did, Zando. He's one of those players in this league that at any point can go off from outside or inside the paint.
And another thing, too, is he shot 16 free throws last week. He just always found a way to get to the line early in the season. Here's how the matchups or how the standings rank. Academy USA 2-0, hot start with the addition of last year's MVP, Warren Helliger.
Let me tell you, Zando, when you add a player at that caliber to a team that was a very good young core to begin with, I expect them to go very far this season.
I will say, Razdan is definitely hot on their heels, especially with the return of Andre Spite today at 3 p.m.
Everyone's waiting for that one, Zando.
Kaluna and Narba possession will tip it off. Like, how do you stop a guy like a Kaluna?
You know, especially with this group, Zando, Vaughn isn't the biggest team. They're going to have to throw some double teams at him, some different looks, because you can't just let a guy like Narbek go one-on-one with him.
You know, on the other side for Vaughn, I think it's going to be a heavy dose of Arham Aslanian today. He scored 30 points in his AABA debut.
And Zando, like I said early on, they're giving them a zone look, changing it up.
Jar driving, corner, Kshishin. Up top, possession in the paint. Finds Kshishin in the corner. He's off. Hit 5 triples in their last game. Other way now, Avan Barselgian right to the rim, and Hajar pokes it loose. Aram Aslanian from deep, and he gets it to go. 2 good looks early on for Aram.
Zando, he's going to obviously be the focal point of the offense along with probably Narbet Pezeshkian, but Aram's going to be looking for that 3 all game.
On the other end, Kaluna jacks one up. Garoyan in possession, fight for it, and it goes to Vaughn. Aslanian back with it. Garoyan matched up with him. Driving corner, Kshishin. He's not going to miss 2 in a row. And an early timeout by Avan.
Wow, early timeout.
Alec, you're a shooter yourself. Like, how good is it and how important is it to get open looks like that early on?
Really important. Really important to get that first or second shot to go in. It just opens up the game for you. And that's why a lot of the times when guys miss a few, coaches try and tell them, get to that free throw line. But you saw right there Andrew Kashishin hitting a 3. I played against them a few months ago. First time I had actually seen him. This kid can shoot. They're going to run screens for him, get him open looks, and you saw right there. Doesn't miss 2 in a row.
Doesn't miss 2 in a row. Now for Avan, slow start. You want to see Kaluna maybe get the ball with his back to the basket.
I don't expect them to keep going and shooting threes like they did in the first couple of possessions there. I know Vaughn is in a zone, but you got to look to get Kaluna the ball inside.
And I guess Kaluna's playing a little bit of point guard this season, too. Last week he was bringing the ball up all game, and he's doing the same today.
I don't know if I love that, Zando.
Kaluna driving, and there he is drawing a foul. And I will say a reason that he's probably playing point guard is the absence of Ali Karapetian.
His running mate there, you know, Alik is such a floor general. Missing a guy like that, and missing Mike as well. 2 big pieces.
Luna off on the first. He did shoot 16 times from the charity stripe last week, but it was only 9 of 16. Luna gets 1 to go. Vaughn up by 5 early on. Aslanian bringing it up. Aslanian versus Cole. That one off. 2 former collegiate athletes. Aram Aslanian playing at Lake Forest in Illinois, and Austin Cole playing at Cal Lutheran. Kaluna right to the rim and gets it to go.
And you could tell right off the bat after that timeout, going right into the paint, attacking.
Now in the corner, Kishishin finds a jar. Possession deep.
I
Rims
know he
out,
can make
rebound
that,
Goroyan.
Zando, but you gotta get a little closer, you would think.
You know, he's a guy, too, that you don't expect him to shoot it from that deep as Cole's off, but he lets it fly. Slanian driving. Barcellian tips the pass, and he gets it right back and shoots it off the side of the backboard. And Alec, look at Coach Mike Taviti. I think he was the third man in that trap right there.
You have to love it. Vaughn's early energy on defense is what's giving them a little bit of an edge. You got to keep that up.
And, I mean, people might look at this team and kind of look at them how Argos was looked at last year. You know, team that doesn't really have anyone outside of Armenians, but, look, they've played together for so long, and they have some legit guys between Aram, Narbe. They're going to be all right as Aram gets a bucket.
Great play there. That's one thing you're going to expect from both of these teams. Well coached. Sets are going to be ran for their main players to get the ball.
Cole off. Can't get his first basket to go. Hajar pushing the break. Finds Sarkisian in the corner. Rebound possession. Oh, possession can't pull it down. Now Avan on the break. 2-on-2. Austin Cole gets the foul but can't get the bucket.
To that point that you mentioned earlier, Zando, obviously some of these teams are missing size and certain key pieces, but Vaughn has something that a lot of other teams don't have the benefit of. Playing year-round, majority of these kids are playing on a team year-round together as well. Coming into a league like this, you could just see it right off the bat. Their camaraderie is a level above.
You know, another small thing I might point out, people like Aram, people like Narba, they're used to playing with that FIBA-style ball. That's one less thing you got to adjust to in this league. (8-5) lead for Vaughn. 6 minutes, 45 seconds to go in the first quarter. Aslanian pulls up. Can't hit in Kaluna's face. Barsekian finds Kaluna. Thinks about it to the corner. Caribbean. Off. Austin Cole with the rebound. Can't finish. And there's Possession fighting, getting a rebound and a foul. I don't think you say enough about Norbert. The guy plays his butt off every single week. Look, in their first game, he had 28 points, 26 rebounds, and 8 assists. And Alec, you know him personally. You know he was counting all 26 of those rebounds in his head.
I don't know how he does it. He just seems to remember all his stats.
And Cole on the other end catches the touchdown pass for a layup.
This Avan team, it always feels like no matter what's happening, they just keep their composure, Zando.
Keep their composure, and they just know where everyone is on the floor. They've been playing together for so long. And it looks like Vaughn is throwing a double team at Kaluna pretty much right when he passes half court, making it difficult for him to be a floor general. Shishian corner. His second three of the ball game.
Can't leave him open.
And there's the double team again. Sarkisian and Kashishian forcing the issue.
Kaluna trying to get that swipe through call there.
Barcellian, Aslanian comes out on him. Cole from mid-range drops it in. Aslanian to Possession, thought about it. Kashishian, why not let it fly? Rebound Cole. And you know, one thing this zone has been doing to Avan, Alec, when they bring out this double team, it's making the possessions take longer and taking a lot of time off the clock.
Yeah, they're obviously trying to get the ball out of the playmakers' hands, which in this game is going to be Kaluna and Cole. Nice steal there.
And one-on-one break, he finishes it.
The thing with Avan, they have a few guys that can shoot. So what I would do is, if you're going to see that trap happening on the top of the key, have your shooters right by Kaluna. He's going to give it up to you and be ready to shoot if you're a guy like Cole or Galaxy.
Char driving and gets a foul call. Char been quiet to start off this game. Subs coming in for both teams. Edric Zoravi, Salman McCurchin, and Rene Gonzalez in for Avan. For Vaughn, it's Patrick Aharonian and Andrew Sarimian. You know, I want to say that Vaughn is the youngest team in the league.
By far. Their oldest player is most likely either Narb or Aram, and you know those guys in their late 20s.
That's one thing they got. They got the youth. They got their legs. Gonzalez comes in and hits from the free throw line.
He can shoot, and right off the bat, that's a guy that they're going to probably look to hit a few times.
Sarimian in for the first time this game. And right away floats one up, can't get it to go. Corner, McCurchin driving. Finds Gonzalez. And there's Sarimian drawing a charge.
Way to get it back out on the other end after missing a layup.
You know, that's a guy that he knows that rule way too well. Actually, a high school referee now. Refereed a couple of my brother's games. He was coaching at Crescenta Valley, so he might get a couple calls his way.
It always helps knowing what the referees are trying to look for.
And I'll tell you what, Avan might have the biggest advantage when it comes to men while being their coach, as Aharonian right away knocks it down from deep.
I'll tell you one thing, Zando. This Vaughn team does not have anyone shy to shoot.
And Kaluna wasn't shy right there as he
man.
hits that one from a step inside half court. And you know what? That's what you need when you're a bunch of young guns. Just go out there and let it fly. Aslanian gives it a go. Rebound Barselian.
In a game like this, where it's such a long running game, taking those kind of shots are not going to really hurt you as much as another league might. So you got to be aggressive.
Sarimian pokes it loose but turns it right back over to Avan. And on the other end, Zorabi with an easy layup. And Avan has taken their first lead of the ball game in the blink of an eye.
It's just been building up, getting stops, getting good shots on the other end.
Possession working, banging a body, and getting a bucket. Guy like Ryan Barsay, he's gotta shoot a little more, and there's Kaluna drawing a foul from deep. Coach Tavizian not happy with that one.
I know they're not happy with it, but it was clearly a foul. The guys got a little too aggressive with that trap. And if I'm Vaughn, I want to have them trap on the top of the key. It just leaves the whole middle of the court wide open. I'm not a huge fan of that.
Luna off on the first. His free throw woes continue this season. Now 1 of 3 from the line today. You know, I think Ryan's really got to get a little bit more involved. He had that chance right there. It looked like it was a good shot. I mean, look, he's another guy that's a straight shooter.
Ryan's the ultimate team player. He's unselfish, sometimes a little bit too much. You just have to take your opportunities. This is, like I keep saying, if they're going to double team one of your teammates, you have to be ready, or else they're going to keep double teaming that teammate.
Luna goes 2 of 3 from the line. Early on, Akoka Luna already, getting himself involved. And on the other end, three-pointer off by Vaughn. Luna finds Barselian. Double team back his way. Barselian, right on cue, he hits a 3.
There it is. I know we're going to talk about this double team a lot today. If you're going to double team, you have to double team him hard up there. You can't just stand around and let him make a decision.
Aslanian with a favorable matchup against Gonzalez, backing him down. Tough fadeaway jumper goes in. 3-point Avan lead, minute to go in the first quarter. Gonzalez back at the free throw line, drives. Up top, Kaluna wide open. Rebound possession, Aharonian on the other end, calling for it. Possession does it himself and gets the layup.
Great move there.
1 point Avan lead now, McCurchin. Gonzalez off on his three, but offensive rebound for Avan. Second chance. Aharonian called for the foul up top. Now that's one thing you do have to be conscious of. With only 7 guys, you can't start fouling too much. Barsegian pass goes out of bounds. 16.6 seconds left, and it looks like Vaughn is going to hold for the last shot. And Coach Tavitian calling for flat, the universal sign for ISO. Corner Aharonian. No good, rebound possession, 1 second on the clock. And a foul called as the buzzer hits. Foul will be on the ground. Avan with 3 team fouls, that'll be their 4th, still not in the bonus. Now let's see how much time they're going to put on the clock. 1 second on the clock. And Tavitian calls a timeout to draw something up.
Coming out of this timeout, Zando, only 1 second on the clock, so you're either going to get a quick catch and shoot opportunity for either Aram, I would assume, or maybe some kind of a backdoor layup play. I know Mike's got some good plays up his sleeve over there.
He's definitely got something cooking up. Might be a good idea to put Kashishin back in the game too and just let him catch it and throw it up.
Yeah, he's hit 2 already. You got a lot of options if you're Mike, coming out of timeouts, coming out of halves. A lot of kids that can do different things.
I will say on Vaughn's behalf, look, their first game was not pretty. They lost 124-103. They've come out hungry and different in this game right now. Armenian to trigger the inbound. Aharonian catch, shoot. Beats the buzzer but can't get it to go, and that'll do us through 1 quarter. Avan up 23-22. More AABA action coming at you soon.
Professional orientation կարևոր է։ I am Manush from Shenik village. Being from the older generation of Co-op kids, I participated in various programs: healthy lifestyle, English access, professional orientation, and startup incubation. I study international relations at Yerevan State University, and last semester, as an Erasmus Plus student, I studied political science at the University of Messina in Italy. Many soft skills I gained and volunteering experience I had with co-op programs helped me to reach even Italy, study abroad, and come back again to my village. Co-op motivated me to be the change I want to see in my community. I want to emphasize the importance of English access and professional orientation programs in my life, which helped me to improve my English skills and make a decision to become a diplomat.
Back here at Academy USA in Glendale, California. And here's the slate for today. Obviously getting it kicked off with this game, Vaughn versus Avan. Then for the first time ever, the high school division, LA Select versus Big Guard University. After that, we have the return of Andre Spite.
The man that everyone wants to see, Zando.
Look, Alec, I remember in the championship game last year, he commented, "Oh, they're lucky I'm not playing." Well, he's back.
What do you think is the mindset for teams when a guy like that comes back?
You got to play harder. There's Barsegian with 3. You got to play harder, and you got to play smarter, too. You can't. We've seen it in some of these games. You kind of let it go loose, get a little willy-nilly, taking some bad shots. You can't do that with a guy that's a borderline NBA player. Avan with the stop, and on the other end, Cole corner. Can't hit it. Rebound possession. He's been working his butt off all game. Aharonian Sarkisian on the break. Aharonian pulls up and gets it to go from deep.
That is the ultimate sign of where we are today in basketball. Pulling up on a 2-on-1 and shooting a 3.
Gonzalez can't answer. Gets his own rebound. Goroyan to Cole. Cole might be the most pure mid-range shooter I have ever seen.
He's so smooth with it, Zando.
Sarkisian. Aslanian. Aslanian driving baseline. Steps back off one leg. No good. Rebound possession. And on the third try possession, taps it in with the left hand.
Aram's been taking a few fadeaway one-footer mid-range shots, but I kind of want to see him just settle into that shot a little bit more. I know he's a great shooter.
Cole headed to the free throw line to shoot 2, and I will say on Aram's behalf, I've never seen someone shoot so well off of one leg. Like, you see it all the time where I think he's more comfortable going off of one leg. Cole off on the first, and that's really uncharacteristic for Avan. Just these literal free points are being given away. Cole, 1 of 2 at the line, extends Avan's lead to 2.
This game has an interesting feel to it, Zando. After everything that happened in that first couple of minutes where Vaughn started off with 2 big threes, Avan kind of settled in and now just keeping composure.
Slanian off, and he's been quiet since that start, and Barsegian on the other end is getting himself going. And a steal now for Avan, and Barsegian with 4 points in about 6 seconds.
Huge swing there.
Avan now with their biggest lead of the game at 6. Corner, Sarimian. Up top, Sarkisian lets it fly and gets it to go. Cole pulls up, can't answer. And Vaughn still dropped back in the zone with Kaluna out. And I'll tell you what, it looks a lot more organized without him in because no one's coming to double team up top the whole time.
Yeah, it's more of a traditional zone that they're in now. If you're Avan, you got to hit a few open shots. That's the downside of playing against a zone. You need a few guys that can hit a 3.
More of a possession coming out. Some rebounding will be missing for Vaughn right now. Aslanian. Double team comes his way. Finds the man, Aharonian. Short. Cole from mid-range. Can't get it to go. Rebound Aslanian. Kashishian gets it to go. That's a great look for him.
Man, they are not shy. I keep saying it. You got to love it. You're open, shoot the ball, trust your teammate.
All even at 33. Cole goes back to work. Looks like Kaluna checking back into Cole inside. And Aharonian draws a charge.
A couple nice charges taken from Vaughn here. Putting your body in the way, being in the right position.
One by Sarimian, one by Aharonian, and you know what? The extra possessions pay off at the end of the game.
It's funny when you look at a stat sheet after a game and you wonder what is the reason why you lost the game, right? There is a few things that you always look back at. Possessions, turnovers, rebounds, the small things that people don't think about.
Aslanian saying, I got this. What is that, 3 3-pointers and 3 possessions in a row for Avan?
Just like that, back to a 3-point lead.
And Avan can't cash in, a terrible miss. Hajar tries joining in on the 3-point fun. And Aharonian working to get an extra possession again. Almost comes up with the steal. Gonzalez banks in a floater. And look, I'll tell you what. You know who's been my MVP right now? Aharonian. Patrick is playing his butt off, getting extra possessions, diving on loose balls. He's just been everywhere.
You need guys that can fill in different types of roles. You can't have only shooters. You can't have only guys that want to post up. You got to have a little bit of all. This Mossis or Vaughn team, as I like to say, they are such a mix of different guys that are just willing to do whatever it takes for each other.
And you look at a guy like Aharonian, you're like, oh, all he's going to do is shoot threes. No, he's going to shoot threes, play some defense. He just drew a charge, and he's going to talk a little smack too and start getting under his opponent's skin. Aslanian from mid-range, it's pure.
Tough shots from him.
Look, another day, he's just cooking.
What can you do, Zando? What can you do when a guy hits a shot like that on you?
Pray he misses the next one. Kaluna leaves it a little short. And Vaughn, energy starting to pick up. Aslanian with 12 points already. Things are just looking up for them right now.
Coach Mike asking them to run whatever play they ran before. Let's see if they can get the same result.
Possession just checked in for Aharonian. Aslanian to the corner. Shishin. Hajar thought about it. Gets it inside. Possession 6 seconds on the shot clock. Aslanian now.
Oh my goodness.
There's nothing you can do about that one. He's just feeling it. What can you do?
That was one of the toughest shots I've seen of the season so far.
He's got his brother Sean happy on the bench. He's just laughing at this point. Kevin Hajar just took a unique route to get back on the playing court.
Boy.
Aslanian, he had to miss one. Alec, that's a heat check, right?
You like that word, Xander? You like heat checks?
I believe in them. Look, when you're hot, you're hot. Trust me, I've seen a lot of people just stroking it real well, and sometimes you just got to let it fly from wherever they want. There's Gonzalez with the layup.
I mean, as a shooter, I love heat checks, but I know some coaches don't love the idea of taking a bad shot just because you made a few.
Possession can't get his goal. Look, when the guy has 15 points, a quarter and a half of play, he's literally hit that one the possession before. I'm okay with him taking a bad shot here and there.
I agree.
Kaluna gets it to go. Kaluna halting the Vaughn run. Look, and we got kind of a pendulum going on right now. It's just back and forth. Right when you think one team's going to take control, the other one says, we're coming back. Possession, lefty with a left-handed finish. .320 to go here in the first half. Avan down by 3. Kaluna finds McCurchin. Sarkisian thought about giving it to possession, running down the middle of the floor. Aslanian, I'm surprised he didn't shoot it there. Good defense by Kaluna. And Aslanian draws a foul. So where does Aram's range stop, you think? Is it like a step inside half court? That's where you start letting it fly from?
You know, some courts have volleyball lines, Zando.
That's how you
That's how I measure it. At this point, he takes a step or two, and you got to have a hand up. Nice move.
Driving. Kaluna blocks it right to Hajar. Hajar beats the buzzer but can't get it to go. That would have counted as an assist for Kaluna if Hajar made it. Kaluna. There he goes. And we're all even at 43. Just like that, Avan back in this one, and we'll be right back after the timeout.
what's important for this upcoming season is just Gary being consistent and getting a chance to show what he can do and be on the court, and all this hard work to pay off from where he started last year and kind of just keep evolving to where it's going. As we talk about, G, it's about getting 1% better every day. I think that's what we need to just focus on.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And we're back, 2:25 to go, all even at 43, and this isn't the only game you got today. A lot of good matchups, especially that main event at 4:15, Arabuni and Armen's. Look, as Barsegian steals, and on the other end, he just smokes the layup, and there's Cole able to clean it up.
Zando, after Vaughn hit a few big threes at the midpoint of that quarter, it just feels like they kind of got a little complacent. Avan is a team that just never gives up.
And there's another three by Sarkisian. That's their 10th triple of the first half, Alec. And Cole with an efficient deuce gets it to go.
But on a made three, you give up a layup on the other end. These are the small things that a young team has to learn and get through.
And Cole intercepts the pass. Armenian gives a foul on the backcourt. And I'll tell you what, Cole is always so quiet, but he's so steady.
Just the guy that you can, as a coach, love to have. You rely on a guy like that. Shocked he didn't look to shoot that one.
Gave it to Kaluna instead, and Kaluna off. And now a foul on Garibian. And I'll tell you what, last week, Galaxy Garibian, he played amazing. It didn't show up on the stat sheet, but he got 2 or 3 huge offensive rebounds that led to big possessions. And we mentioned it, in a 1-point game like they played last week, those come up huge. Ball almost goes out. Cole with it, and Cole might have to be a little bit more aggressive here. There's possession, tapping it free. Aslanian finds possession wide open for the easy layup. Barsegian now driving. Cole. It looked like he might have passed that off of Ryan and got it back.
Yeah, that was an interesting play, but the basket went in, and that's all that counts.
Aslanian's possession, and Narba with the bucket.
Pace has really picked up in this last minute here.
Shot clock, game clock separated by about 5 seconds. Barsegian.
Got to have someone in that high post area if you're going to be in a zone.
Kashishian all over Kaluna. 5 on the shot clock. Cole. He's pure from mid-range again. 3 seconds to go in the first half.
Got a foul to give.
Gets it up. Beats the buzzer. Can't get it to go. And that's how the first half ends here. Avan fighting back from down as many as 6 to take a 1-point lead heading into the halftime break.
I mean, what's important for this upcoming season is just Gary being consistent and getting a chance to show what he can do and be on the court, and all this hard work to pay off from where he started last year and kind of just keep evolving to where it's going. As we talk about, G, it's about getting 1% better every day. I think that's what we need to just focus on.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Frances. Ես Աթին եմ, ես 5 տարեկան եմ, շատ եմ սիրում ես կենտրոնը գա, 2 հատ ապեր Վազգենը, Ալեքս, մի հատ է Սոնա։
կենտրոնը իրականացնում է հոգեբանական, սոցիալական, առողջարարական եւ կրթական ծրագրեր, որի շահառուները կարող են լինել եւ երեխաները եւ ծնողները։ Այստեղ նաեւ ծնողավարական աշխատանքներ են տանում, որովհետեւ միակողմանի աշխատանքը միայն երեխային ուղղված անարդյունավետ կլինի։
Ուզում եմ մեծանալ, որ բժիշկ դառնամ։
What's important for this upcoming season is just Gary being consistent and getting a chance to show what he can do and be on the court, and all this hard work to pay off from where he started last year and kind of just keep evolving to where it's going. As we talk about G, it's about getting 1% better every day. I think that's what we need to just focus on.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Back here at Academy USA, and we got a good matchup to start off this Saturday slate. Avan leading by just one, 51-50 against Vaughn. And Alec, you just brought up something really interesting to me about this Avan team today.
Zando, when you watch them, you obviously know they have 2 or 3 big pieces, but to tell me that between Ryan Barsarian, Kaluna, and finally Austin Cole, 85% of their points came from those 3 guys, and they are up in this game. Would you believe me?
Yeah, honestly. Yeah. Look, those are 3 bucket getters, I'll be honest. But I can't give it there. Char almost got the inbound stolen. And for Vaughn, look, they've been active. Aram 15 points, 3 triples. Narbat 14 points, 8 rebounds. Kashishian 9 points, 3 triples, 2. They've been spreading out the scoring. Sarkisian gets it back to Aslanian. And Aslanian can pick off where he left off. But there's Hajar cleaning up his mess. You know, one thing we didn't point out about Austin Cole, too, he's got 19 points and 10 rebounds. He had 10 rebounds in the first half. Sarkisian, good look. And he drops it in. That's a 2.
Right off the bat, Zando, that pace that had ended the first half continuing here in the third quarter.
Kaluna now with it. Tries throwing it to Garoy, and he almost loses it. Cole. Midi is money. 55-55. No, Alec, I think we've seen like 15 points in 2 minutes. And Possession with his first triple of the ball game.
The pace is going to be, I think, high throughout this half, especially if you're Vaughn. You want to get back to how you started the game, pushing the ball, getting some open looks.
And, you know, for Vaughn, just cut off one of the heads of that three-headed scoring machine. And I don't know if it's going to be Kaluna.
Woo!
Aslanian right at Cole. Looks like he's going to the free throw line. Orham's just been magnificent today with everything he's doing.
He's obviously the heart of their offense. He can make multiple moves. He can hit shots from anywhere on the court. He's an overall great player.
It looks like, Alex, some of the high school players are starting to trickle in for the first time ever. High school action coming in the AABA.
I'm pretty excited to see how some of these young kids take on it. Look, the stage is big. You're here, you're playing right in between some big games. And you're going to get some attention here. It's going to be fun.
I will say I'm a little disappointed that Rebels team isn't playing. That would have been fun seeing those guys go at it. Obviously a historic run for them, making it to the semifinals of the CIF playoffs, making a state appearance. Austin Cole making a 3. Look, it looks like you're not stopping Kaluna or Cole. Might as well focus on stopping Barsegian. Possession goes down, keeps his dribble, gets the ball back. A lot of bodies on the floor.
Way to stay with it.
Winds up with it. Aslanian. Short. Kaluna just out jumping Armenian possession there. And Austin Cole, the easiest basket he's had all day on the other end.
You just can't give that up. Can't give that up after a missed opportunity.
And Hajar steps out of bounds. Looks like the corner creeped up on him.
These are the things, Zando, that will cost a young team a game like this. Turnovers leading to fast break points and then another turnover. It's just, you can't let it pile up.
Avan now up 4, Kaluna. McCurchin catches at the elbow. 7 on the shot clock. Cole still off. Look, he's only made 1 shot from deep today, which is very out of the ordinary for him. Sarkisian leaves it short, and it looked like Kevin just blew up the defender there with that screen.
A little bit of an acting job from Cole.
It's like one of those in football where you just go and kind of hit him with a crackback block and try to take the guy out. Barsegian off, and Hajar just out-hustled for the rebound and at least the Austin Cole basket. And Alec, you were talking about it, the little things, and the little things not going Vaughn's way, and at least to a 6-point Avan lead.
And Avan just digging in.
Aslanian gets his first 3-pointer of the second half from way downtown.
Coach Manuel not happy. They had obviously talked about maybe trapping him or getting the ball out of his hands.
Bucket and the foul for Austin Cole. He's doing everything today.
He's matching everything that's happening on the other end from Aram, so.
Matching and then some. That's his 32nd point of the ball game already.
Huge, huge. I mean, like I mentioned earlier, Zando, he is the ultimate player that you want on a team. He hits his shots. He plays defense. Doesn't turn the ball over.
And, you know, it's felt like a quiet 32 for him as well. It's not like he's like completely dominating the game. He's just picking his spots and shooting open shots, and they're going in. And Narva possession hits a wide open 3.
The pace of this third quarter is awesome to see, but I wonder sometimes, is it just bad defense, guys getting a little more tired, leading to open shots?
Alex, these guys have combined for over 30 points 3.5 minutes into the quarter. Kaluna gets his own rebound and cleans it up.
Just nothing you can do on that offensive glass.
Not at all. Hajar pushing it. Sarkisian corner. Aslanian open. Short possession gets the better of Kaluna that time. Almost slips in the paint. Kashishian misses. And they can't get the rebound, and possession not happy. McCurchin pulls up. Off. Barcelkian drives. That's a tough call to take of your Vaughn. I don't know if that one was a foul.
He got rewarded for attacking, but on the other end, obviously, Narbe isn't too happy with his teammates, and rightfully so. You miss a shot, you're taught to kind of be that first person to follow your own shot, go for that offensive rebound if you have a chance at it. But we're back to a 4-point game of a chance to make it 6 now for Avan.
And this is one thing that's been happening a lot these past couple weeks. There's been a lot of sweat, condensation too, because outside just collecting on the court. And that's really dangerous for players like this.
This California weather, Zando.
Gotta love it.
You never know what you're going to get.
Live in Lockerson, it was snowing by my house 2 weeks ago. What a pleasant surprise to come home from work to. 5:13 left to go in the third quarter. Avan sporting a 4-point lead with a chance to extend it with Barcelkian's 2 free throws. Goroyan back in the ballgame. And the Alec, we've been talking about stopping Aram, stopping Kaluna, but what are you going to do to stop Austin Cole?
Not give him as many open looks as he's getting. We talked about it earlier. They made it an effort. Vaughn made it an effort to trap and get the ball out of Kaluna's hands. But when you have a guy like Cole right next to him, it's just not really the smartest move.
And there's Robbie getting an extra possession for his team. As the back goes off his shin, possession on the break. Kaluna tried giving a foul in the backcourt. Ref didn't call it. And possession eventually gets the foul call at the rim. That was a little bit of a weird play. Kaluna tried giving the foul in the backcourt. Almost looked like it was going to pay off by possession missing the layup, but he gets a foul call at the end.
Refs tend to usually give that take foul. I know in the NBA nowadays it's considered an intentional foul, but it's a smart play in a league like this.
Absolutely.
Guys going on a fast break opportunity, you stop it early on.
And especially a guy like Narba, you know, he gets ahead of steam, he gets going. It's almost a guarantee too. Something else for this Vaughn team. Look, they're missing probably one of their best players in Nara Kapushin. Told me he just had a surgery on his knee. Just imagine when he comes back how much faster the pace is going to be.
Oh, man. He's the type of player that just range, floor general, everything that you want. He's a coach that knows the game better than almost anyone in the league probably. So when they get a guy like that back, it's going to be dangerous.
Shot clock does not reset, and Kaluna just goes right to the rim. Look, he's been quiet in the second half, but it's also in due part to Cole being so hot.
Great take.
That was a pretty move by Aslanian for the deuce. And look at Mike. He was just smiling after that one.
That was an interesting play there.
McCurchin drives baseline. And after a couple bad misses, finally gets one to go, and maybe that'll get himself going.
Avan has a few really nice role players that just come in and do what they're supposed to do, giving the stars a little bit of help.
Aharonian in, first shot of the second half, short. Rebounds Orabi. And the touchdown pass
What
to
a
Cole.
pass.
You know, Kaluna and Cole have hooked up twice on a play like that where Cole's just on the other end and Kaluna plays quarterback and throws an absolute dime.
That was a beautiful pass and a great recognition from Cole, sealing his man and getting that layup.
And looks like we're going to have a timeout called by Vaughn. 3:42 left to go in the third quarter, and the biggest lead of the game for Avan. We'll be right back.
I mean, what's important for this upcoming season is just Gary being consistent and getting a chance to show what he can do and be on the court, and all this hard work to pay off from where he started last year and kind of just keep evolving to where it's going. As we talk about, G, it's about getting 1% better every day. I think that's what we need to just focus on.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Seven-point Avan lead in the first of our first ever quadruple header here, Alex. We're used to triple headers. Today we got quadruple, and this is how the standings are shaking up early on. Alec, it feels like Avan's always that team that's always around. They're always competing, always in the mix.
When you're well coached and you have a group that buys in, plays together, you're going to do a lot of good things. There's a few teams, Zando, I'm really excited to see this season. I might be a little biased because I was a part of helping build this team early on. Aragots, with my brother coaching now, stepping in, taking on a tall task here, have a tough one later on against Harazdan.
Is he getting fined for missing last week's game? Because I know Soren's a stickler for that.
The guys missed an opportunity against this Avan team last week. Great take there.
What a move by the Chargers. That one was out of nowhere. Jordan with the and one, and hey, look, he had that tap in earlier this quarter. He gets to add one to go. Look, if the Jar's making moves like that and scoring, you're in good shape.
Nice little play coming out of that out of the timeout there, Zando. A nice handoff to the attack.
Converts the and one lead back down to 4. And now Armenian picking up Kaluna full court. Kaluna's got 8 assists in this ball game. You know, when you're double teaming him, and there's another charge by Vaughn. Armenian with his second one of the game. You don't see it too often where one guy takes multiple charges in a game.
It feels like we're back into that second quarter where Vaughn opened it up just a little bit after getting a few stops on defense. Let's see if they can keep that going here.
And you know, if they got a good shot here, that's great.
You notice the movements picking up for Vaughn after a few of those timeouts.
Looks like they're getting back into sets, and Aslanian steps back and hits it in Gonzalez's face.
Tough shot. Tough shot.
He's hit 3 or 4 tough shots today, and there's just nothing you can do about it. Kaluna draws a foul, and Aharoni being a little too aggressive on defense. Look, I've been talking him up all game, saying he's been doing great things, but that one, not one of his better possessions on the defensive end.
You never want to foul a guy shooting a three-pointer, and right there just giving him an – we talked about early on how he gets to the free throw line so effectively. It's because of plays like this, Zando. He knows exactly what the defense is going to do.
And he's done it twice today where he's literally standing at the volleyball line, your marker for range, standing at the volleyball line and just rips through, shoots it. And look, those are 6 of the easiest free throws you'll ever get.
Their range, Zando. I could never shoot a 3 from that line.
Luna good on all 3, lead back up to 4 for Avan. And look, we were mentioning it, Vaughn is starting to get back to that pace they had in the second quarter, and all of a sudden it's a 2-possession game once again. Good backdoor cut by Aharonian. I don't know about the lob, but he draws a foul.
Kind of bailed him out there. That was a tough backdoor look there. And you could tell Vaughn going into some type of a weave movement up top, trying to get the guys moving. And it's effective. It's effective because the defense doesn't know whether to switch or to trap. It's a tough play to go against.
And on the offensive end, I'm a believer, and sometimes you just gotta bring it down. You don't have to lob it and try to finish it. Sometimes the best idea is to bring it down. And Alec, as I look at the fans in the stands, I see your brother watching very intently, doing a little bit of scouting, huh?
Pat's been doing his homework, trust me. Some days I just come back home and see him watching tape, and I'm like, you know what? I appreciate that.
He likes hearing my voice that much. Huh? I appreciate that guy. Armenian splits the free throws, and Aslanian almost winds up with a steal. And maybe that was one of the few times today we've seen Avan going a little bit too fast.
Yeah.
Avan calling in the troops, taking a timeout. 2.5 left to go in the third quarter. Avan up by just 3.
Frances. Ես Աթին եմ, ես 5 տարեկան եմ, շատ եմ սիրում ես կենտրոնը գա, 2 հատ ապեր Վազգենը, Ալեքս, մի հատ է Սոնա։
Կենտրոնը իրականացնում է հոգեբանական, սոցիալական, առողջարարական եւ կրթական ծրագրեր, որի շահառուները կարող են լինել եւ երեխաները եւ ծնողները։ Այստեղ նաեւ ծնողավարական աշխատանքներ ենք տանում, որովհետեւ միակողմանի աշխատանքը միայն երեխային ուղղված անարդյունավետ կլինի։
Ուզում եմ մեծանամ, որ բժիշկ դառնամ։
Inbound goes to Barsegian, and looks like they're going to call a travel. That might have been the quickest coming out of break we've ever had. Look, to our producer Anthony, relax. Give us a chance.
The tough part about coming out of a timeout, Zando, is obviously the coach drew something up, and as a team, you got to try and follow that.
Shishian short. And he's been quiet in this half too. Barsegian finds the man in the corner.
Zando, doesn't it just feel like we're already in the fourth quarter?
Seriously. And we still got another 10 minutes of stop clock left to go. Barsegian pulls up and drains it.
What a shot.
I love his game. He plays so hard. He's so efficient. Hand off to Hajar. Little weave action. Armenian gets Kaluna in the air. And the man at the basket fouls him. It's Garoyan called for it.
Last second, bringing your hands down. It's a good call, Zando. Everything until the end of that play was a great defensive stop, but brought his hands down.
Armenian back to the free throw line again. Armenian 7 points in the game. All of his shots from the field that have gone in have been triples. He's got 2. And now he's 1 of 3 from the charity stripe. Cole back in. Kaluna getting a breather, which you have to think would be for the rest of the quarter.
Yeah, we still got 10 minutes left, like you said. You got to pace it a little bit, too. Hope that these guys that come in can fill in their role.
And to any over bettors for today, I think the over is definitely hitting.
Oh, yeah.
Under 2 minutes, 5-point Avan lead. Cole thought about it.
Back to that zone for Vaughn.
And Cole gets it back and knocks it down from the corner. Look, he hit 1,000 threes in college. I'm sure he's going to hit more than a few today.
I'm not a huge fan of staying in that zone with Kaluna out, Zando. You can go into a matchup man-to-man. You got guys that are capable to play defense.
Aslanian calling for his guy to go through. Hajar floats it up, gets his own rebound. Second chance, no good. Cole battled with his own teammate for that one. McCurchin loses it, stays with Avan.
And quietly, Zando, this has become an 8-point game with potential to become a double-digit lead here for Avan.
And knowing how this game has been going, Vaughn is going to come down, hit a couple threes in the next few possessions, and make it a ball game going into the fourth. McCurchin catches. Gonzalez leaves it short. Rebound Aslanian. Aslanian, his man backpedaling possession. Gonzalez all the way out on Aram Aslanian. It's off one leg. No good. A rebound McCurcheon. And Avan can make it a double-digit lead heading into the final frame. Barsegian
Great
to Cole.
look.
There he is, making it the largest lead of the game at 10.
And with Kaluna sitting out for the last 2 minutes, this is huge
Shot
for
clock turned
Avan.
off for this final possession. 10 to go here in the third quarter. Double screen for Sarimian. Possession. Driving. Weaving his way through the lane. Rebound Garoyan. And he draws a foul. That's the fourth foul on Vaughn. So no free throw. 1.3 seconds left and the length of the floor to go. Looks like Kaluna's coming back in.
A little bit of
confusion by the refs. I saw Commissioner Suran Arzamanian clearing everything up.
Look, you got enough time, similar to what happened in the first half. You got time here for a catch and shoot, and these guys got range, Zando.
You know, I would have Kaluna inbound. We've seen his full court passes. They've been money. Instead, he catches, fires.
Ooh.
Short. Ooh. But after 3 quarters, Avan up 10 points going into the final frame. And look, if Vaughn doesn't do something soon, this game might get out of hand.
Professional orientation կարևոր է, որովհետեւ I am Manush from Shenik Village. Being from the older generation of co-op kids, I participated in various programs: healthy lifestyle, English access, professional orientation, and startup incubation. I study international relations at Yerevan State University, and last semester, as an Erasmus Plus student, I studied political science at the University of Messina in Italy. Many soft skills I gained and volunteering experience I had with co-op programs helped me to reach even Italy, study abroad, and come back again to my village. Co-op motivated me to be the change I want to see in my community. I want to emphasize the importance of English access and professional orientation programs in my life, which helped me to improve my English skills and make a decision to become a diplomat.
Ten minutes left to go here at Academy USA. Avan up 10, starting with the possession. And Alec, what do you want to see out of Vaughn in this final quarter for them to make a push?
They got to have a little more composure on the offensive end. A few bad shots here and there, mixed up with some turnovers, leading to Avan's fast breaks and open shots on the other end. So, got to keep it together.
And that's a tough call to take if you're Vaughn. Aram thought he had the charge, instead called for the block.
Yeah, you're playing with a restricted zone, Zando. You got to keep an eye out for that.
And that's something, too. That's a really big momentum swing if you get the charge call to start off the quarter.
Beginning of quarters are so important in this league. I always say it, first 2 minutes, especially when you're down, very important. And when you're up, like your Avan over here, you can extend this lead, possibly make it 12, 13 points.
And that's the one thing for Avan. Look, you could see how they're a more veteran team. When they get up, they don't get too high, like you said, that like Vaughn does. They've just been steady, not getting complacent. Look, they took a lead in the middle of that quarter, and they just kept running with it. Kurchian short on the first free throw.
And you see Coach Menoir going without Kaluna to start the quarter, giving him that extended rest that he saw at the end of the third.
Free throw split, 11-point lead now, and Ajar almost slipped on the inbound. And you absolutely need a basket for Vaughn on this possession. Just something to get some momentum going. Aharonian catches, fires. He's off. Avan chance to continue extending this lead. Gonzalez driving. And Alec Vaughn still in that zone despite Kaluna being out. Parsekian wide open. And we've got a 14-point lead for Avan now.
That was clinical when it comes to attacking a zone defense. 5, 6 passes, getting the ball from inside the paint, outside the paint, and then finally hitting an open three.
Aharonian answers with a three-pointer of his own.
But you got to get stops here now. You know, it's not just about hitting threes on the other end. You have to get stops.
And I think you got to put possession back in the game sooner rather than later. He brings energy, he brings toughness, he brings extended range from shooting, and he's going to rebound. He's going to rebound like no one else.
Definitely one of the more important guys on the team. I expect him to come back here.
Cole, turnaround jumper. Look, it's going to be hard to come back if someone's making shots like that.
Putting up 41 points now, Zando.
Sarkisian corner short. And Cole has already matched his teammate Cole Kaluna's scoring total from last game. Gonzalez short rebound. Cole again. And Cole headed to the free throw line.
And he's just so efficient. 18 for 27. Those 9 misses were shots that anyone would expect him to make, too. It's not like he's taking bad shots at all. Just a solid effort from him today. 41 points, looking to make it 43 here.
41, 11 rebounds. And another thing about him, as you just mentioned, he's one of those guys that the easier baskets come harder to him than the more contested ones.
Definitely. That's similar to Aram on the other side, making tough shots. But the thing with Austin that I've seen over the years is that he just finds his spot better than almost anyone else in the league.
Aslanian goes right by Gonzalez, flicks it up, ball tapped out. Aharonian dots the eye, nails a triple. Look, the three-point shooting's been there for Avan. They've made 16 triples in this game. It's just the defense has been non-existent in the second half. Gonzalez, no good. So Robbie, there he is creating an extra possession again for Avan. Barsegian right by Kashishian. Corner, Cole.
Oh, left it short.
And Barsegian able to finish it off. I guess Cole would get a hockey assist there for the air ball to Zorabi, and Zorabi just finds Barsegian wide open running down the middle of the lane.
When you get open looks, typically everyone is set in a position, Zando, to get an offensive rebound or get back on defense when you get a good shot. And you saw there Edric right in the right spot, and then Ryan being aggressive attacking the paint.
You know, Edric, a very big Carmelo Anthony fan. But today he's not playing like Melo. He's playing like someone Melo would never play with, getting the rebounds, forcing extra possessions, and just working his tail off.
These guys are working ultra hard. Avan is just a team that digs deep every single possession.
Aslanian, he has Aharonian wide open, does it himself instead, and he misses wildly.
See, Zando, that's that fadeaway one-footer that I know he likes, but not the best shot when you're down by 13.
Possession steals it, Kashishian running down to the corner. Aslanian finds Kashishian wide open. Miss. Cole tries keeping it alive, and he gets it to Barsegian somehow.
What an effort.
Usually those are the plays coaches don't like when you try to save that ball. That it's a 50-50. It might be off you, but it worked out for him there.
Zando, this is going to be a huge couple of minutes here for Vaughn with under 7 minutes left to play. You got to look to make this single digits with a couple of, possessions, but right off the bat.
Cole just wide open and making a layup. I mean, there's defense and there's offense, and that's what Vaughn's playing right now.
And then taking tough shots on the other end.
Barsegian thought he had a block, instead possession, shooting 2 free throws. And that was a close one. That was a really close one right there. 3.5 minutes gone by so far in the final quarter. And Avan just imposing their will, up 15 points now. And Alec, we've seen some amazing scoring performances so far in this league. I mean, just last week, Ryan Carter, the Hezzy God, comes in, shows up late, halfway through the first quarter, starts playing, scores 50 points. Then the next game, Kaluna drops 41 in a game or a go-ahead basket. And now today, Austin Cole with 44 points. He's been tremendous.
A lot of star players that can go off at any point in this league.
And Cole, again, unselfish, finds Barsegian for the pretty reverse finish.
That wet spot still there, Zando. I've seen a few guys slipping on that, but a great fast break opportunity.
Possession. Finds Sarkisian. Sarkisian on the top of the key. Rebound Narbet, and Narbet can't get it to go in.
You got to think that he was thinking about that block from earlier in the game from Kaluna. Oh,
And
again, Zando.
There's a slip again. Aaron Muradian comes in, scores his first basket, but more importantly, he might have hurt himself there.
Yeah, you just don't want to see something like that happen. But Zando, 19-point lead, just like that.
19-point lead, and I mean, you mentioned earlier in the game where Cole, Kaluna, and Barsegian had about 85% of the team's points. Now Cole has nearly 50% of his team's points.
He has done it all offensively. And on the defensive end, I think people tend to gravitate towards the offensive game. Obviously, 44 points, looking at that, anyone would be amazed. But they are playing solid defense on the other end, too. Those three-point attempts that Vaughn was getting the first half haven't came. It hasn't been easy here for them. They're tired. And when you get tired, what's the first thing that goes? Your three-point percentage.
I want to see them just get back to running some actions. It seems like they're just letting Aron come up the court, try to figure something out, and if not, they're going to set a screen and just have him pass it away.
It's a young team. They're going to learn. Unfortunately, you learn the hard way in a league like this by losing a few games here and there. But still some time left here to get some momentum, possibly make it a 10-point game.
Hey, you make a couple threes, get a couple stops, blink of an eye, it's under 10 points. So plenty of time left for something to happen. Handoff to Aslanian, and Barsegian blocked that one.
Great defense again by Avan.
Cole cuts, free throw line jumper. Just so easy for him.
That right there, Zando, was something I don't know if many people realize. He stops on a dime when he's about to shoot his mid-range shot. Few guys would just go in, possibly get a charge call, but hope he's okay there.
Cole slow to get up.
Hopefully just using it as another 30 seconds to get his breath back.
And I can't tell where he got hit there on the play. Tough angle to see for us. But Cole's shaking and slow to get up.
Yeah, tough play there. Hopefully it wasn't a hit to the head. But, you know, with just over 5 minutes, Zando, he's going to, obviously you want to see him get up, shoot these 2 free throws, or else potentially won't be able to play the rest of the game. But it looks like he should be okay, yep.
And you could just see it in his face. He's so ready. He's really shaking up right now.
Yeah, it was play on the ball, good play on the ball. It just so happens that he got hit in the head too. It happens. But you would hope that he can shoot these 2 free throws, possibly sub him out, get him a quick breather, bring him back in.
Looks like Avan will take a timeout, let Cole catch his breath, get their ducks in a row. We'll take a break with them. We'll be right back.
I mean, what's important for this upcoming season is just Gary being consistent and getting a chance to show what he can do and be on the court, and all this hard work to pay off from where he started last year and kind of just keep evolving to where it's going. As we talk about, G, it's about getting 1% better every day. I think that's what we need to just focus on.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Five minutes, 8 seconds left to go here in the first of 4 games at Academy USA. Alec, we took a second look at what happened to Austin Cole. Looks like he got elbowed in the head when he went up for the basket, so that's why he was so slow to get up. But he's moving around. Looks like he's doing better now, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and he's got 2 big free throws coming up. Obviously, it's a 20-point game, so it's opening up here for Avan, but you want to see him hit these 2 free throws and then get a sub. But if you're Vaughn, 5 minutes left, you got to look at it as 1-minute games. If I'm Vaughn, 1-minute games, go on 4 or 5 point runs in those minutes and cut it down slowly, possibly give your chance at the end.
And Cole creeping up on the scoring record here in the AABA. Last week it was set by Ryan Carter, the Hezzy God, with 50, and he's right on his heels with 46 and 2 free throws.
Huge performance here from him. 20 for 30 from the field. Just one of the most efficient games I've probably seen.
How do you get up 30 shots in a game? How do you do that?
You get it by teammates looking for you, being in the right spot, and you got to make your shots.
It helps when you're pretty good, too.
Exactly. Trust me, you won't be getting 30 attempts if you can't make any of them.
Cole knocks down both and looks like he's going to get subbed out. This is usually where you get the curtain call claps. Looks like the fans are not having it. Vaughn now trailing by 23 points in a game that was back and forth up until the beginning of this 4th quarter. Aslanian backdoor cut. Good move.
Great look there. But if you're Avan, you're just going to take your time now, run it down, even if you get a few violations here.
Luna bringing Shishin all the way out on him. Barsekian. Shot clock winding down and a travel called on Barsekian.
But again, they ran down 22 seconds of that shot clock, so you kind of live with it if you're Avan.
You're trading seconds for points at this point. Aslanian. And, they really needed that earlier on in this quarter. Aslanian now with 30 points in back-to-back games. It's pretty smooth having your average be 30 points. And possession incensed that a foul call was called there. It will be sideline out of bounds and no free throws, but he was not having it.
I mean, I wouldn't be happy if I was him either, but it is a tough position you're putting yourself in right up against Kaluna. Just got to be a little smarter with it.
Barsekian touch past the Muradian, keeps it alive. Vaughn going the other way. Avan tried giving a foul there again, and possession is just hacked. Possession back to the free throw line after getting clubbed.
You got to be a little careful if you're Avan. You want to use up that clock, but give yourself a chance at the end of it. Give yourself a shot. You don't want to just turn the ball over. We're looking at an 18-point game, possibly 16 here.
And, for Vaughn, look, it's going to be tough. Going to be very tough with a little under 4 minutes to go, but they can do it. I've seen crazier things in basketball. When you're missing 2 free throws, though, it makes it a little bit harder. Aslanian now slips. Kashishin winds up with it. Aslanian deep.
It's a tough
Gonzalez
shot.
on the break. 3 Vaughn defenders back. 3.5 to go now. And Barsegian draws a foul. Garoyan back in for Muradian. Aharonian coming out for Hajar. And at this point, Alec, I think both teams are just trying to not get hurt.
Yeah, you get that sense that Vaughn just exhausted everything that they could. And Avan just trying to cruise to that victory.
Barsegian continuing to pour it on. It's been an absolute three-point barrage for both teams, really. And Pezeshkian keeping the barrage going.
Yeah, whatever you can get if you're Vaughn into the end of this game might translate towards the next. They're a team that is a young group like we've talked about all game long. So you want to give yourself little bits of positive energy going into every week.
Some form of moral victory. Caribbean, no good. Rebound Pezeshkian.
Look, they had kept the game close for majority of the game, Zando, and that fourth quarter spurt, the beginning of the fourth, the end of the third, those are what changed the whole dynamic of a game.
And it didn't help too. Vaughn just went cold from deep at that point, which was really where they were scoring most of their points. Pezeshkian dives on the loose ball. Jump ball called. Aslani tried calling a timeout.
We're in full swing now, Zando. We're in March. March Madness is coming here. And I think everyone, personally, I think when you get into this season, you just feel a little more excitement. Yeah. NBA season's picking up. College basketball's picking up. And I just feel like the league has had really good efforts so far early on. Yeah, you know, you look at the score and you say it's a 20-point game, but the effort was there from start to finish.
And to your point, Alec, I see this a lot. You know, my brother says it all the time. He watches basketball. It just makes you want to play more. It makes you feel competitive, get those juices flowing.
It's a great season.
Aslanian hauls in the board possession. Gets it back to Aram. Kashishin was open in the corner. Aram Aslanian, nice layup, and he slips on the baseline. Aram saying we're good, let's get this game. Let's finish this game off.
Get out of it. No injuries, hopefully. A minute and a half left here.
14-point game. I mean, Vaughn could somehow win.
Zando, you mentioned the game following this one. You know a few of these kids coming up here. What are you most excited to see?
Oh, I absolutely do. Look, these guys are at my house every couple of weeks. You know, Vaughn Zargarian playing next, my cousin, the son of the infamous Coach Z from Sena Valley. So it should be fun. Look, these high school guys, great chance, big platform. Some people get to see them play. You know, it's just awesome that they get to keep playing after the high school season. All of their seasons are officially done. They all played their butts off, all played really hard, and I'm happy to get to see them play one more time.
Definitely, and then hope to see a few of these kids maybe join the league after high school.
Oh, I absolutely. Trust me, I know a few of them will be back after high school. 1:06 to go, 12-point game. Kaluna at the free throw line. And you know, that back door is just creaked a little bit open where you might be able to slip in.
12 points, 4 3-point opportunities, and he missed it again.
2 missed free throws, those are big. Aslanian sprinting down the court, Kashishin in the corner.
Oh.
He's missed 2 in this fourth quarter. That if he made them, it is a whole different ball game. Possession missed 2 free throws too. It's a tough break for Vaughn.
That going in might have made me a little nervous. I could see Manuel over there just holding on to his
back and forth.
You could tell that would have made it a 3-possession game. At that point, you could play the odds, not foul, but at this point you have to keep fouling, hope that they miss.
And you know, that's one thing that Avan has not been stellar at. Look, 14 of 24 from the free throw line, missing 10 free throws in any game. I don't care how many you're up by. That's bad.
And it's coming from guys that are 80+% free throw shooters. You got Cole, Gonzalez, and Kaluna missing big free throws today.
55 to go. Ball rolled up the court. Possession. Armenian now. Corner, Kashishian. And he's just been off, and that's so uncharacteristic from such a sharp shooter.
Yeah, a few tough misses there. But you want to get those shots. You want to give him that opportunity. You're overplaying a guy like Aram. You go to the next man up and hope that he can hit. But
and you know what? To Vaughn's credit, they could have easily just laid down, taken it, gone down by 20, 30, 40. They fought all the way to the end. And they've been competitive all game, and I'm excited to watch them the rest of the season.
definitely. They're going to drop to 0-2 here, but every game is going to be competitive for them.
And finally, someone made both free throws.
I
Thank
know.
you, Ryan. Sarimian to Possession off Hajar. He's been flying in on the offensive rebounds, just coming out of nowhere. And looks like Avan will likely just take the shot clock violation. Refs tried calling the game. That's not happening on Suren's watch.
Oh, no. Play until that clock hits zeros. But once again, Zando, I know you're going to lead us off into the next game. Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere. You see it on your screen right now. LA Select ready to go, rocking their white jerseys. Vaughn is going to let the clock expire here, and Avan moves to 2-0 on 2 wins that were completely different. And we'll be right back with our interview with our player of the game. And Alec, can you guess who it is?
I think we can all guess who it is. A guy that dropped 40-plus points today and led his team, Austin Cole.
And we'll be right back with you with that interview.
We're going to send it off here to Zando in just a second. Once again, our player of the game, Austin Cole, with 48 points, sending it off.
Here with player of the game, Austin Cole. Austin, 48 points, just a complete scoring explosion for you. How were you able to do it?
I mean, I just let the game come to me a little bit. They were playing zone, and so we had to get it settled down a little bit, and then we had great spacing with our guys. We got a lot of offensive rebounds for second chance points, and we just spaced the floor really well with Akko up front.
Austin, you mentioned the offensive rebounds. You were no slouch yourself. 12 rebounds in the game. You had 10 in the first half. How much of an emphasis is that for you to get involved on the glass?
Yeah, I mean, I put work in the weight room over the offseason. I'm just trying to, use my size down low and get some rebounds, extra chances for our team to win the game.
Thank you, Austin. Great performance. Don't go anywhere. First ever AABA high school game coming up.